following is a presentation of GRS TV.
We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shot. We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shot. We set the bar high.
The race for the postseason heats up as Lakeview Centennial hopes to grab second place with a win tonight. From Williams Stadium in Garland, it's Lakeview Centennial taking on the North Garland Raiders. Thanks so much for being with us. My name is Scott Garner. Thank you for joining us tonight as, boy, this North Garland team and Lakeview Centennial, they love to run the football. They've got a lot in common. They're in great position to make the postseason, and both have quarterbacks that carry a great deal of responsibility.
Yeah, both quarterbacks are almost their entire offense. You have Godspeed Nawahi on one side. You have Jonathan Hester on the other, and both of them throw the ball a lot. They also run the ball a lot. They lead the team in rushing both sides, and they lead the team in passing. So you shut down those one player on each one of those sides, and you've got a big chance to win.
Look at the numbers, and North Garland comes in permitting 31 points per game, which is not bad. But Lakeview Centennial, that's the big difference. Only 19 points permitted per contest so far.
Yeah, Lakeview's got the deepest defense, and we've always said it since the beginning of the season how great their defense looks. They've got some big guys on the defensive ends, and so they put a lot of pressure on your quarterback, and then they got a big guy right in the middle that forces the ball up the middle. And so they've got a great defense, and that's how they won against Wiley last week. They only permitted Wiley 156 total yards last week, and they were able to dominate the game.
Lakeview Centennial wins the toss tonight, and they will defer, so the Raiders will get the football to start. DeCorliss Taylor is the lone man deep, and he won't get a chance here. And the Raiders will have good field position, maybe great field position. Cameron Shaw close to midfield.
Well, I say that, you know, that's the dangerous piece of giving that little pooch kick. A lot of times it gives those guys a lot of room to run. You only got to beat the first group of guys coming down to tackle. You make them miss, and you've got a lot of room to run. Most of the time they get those guys to get a fair catch. Not this time.
God's power, Nawahi has run for almost 400 yards as the quarterback, and he'll be handing it off to Jaden Davis, who's close to 6 yards per carry. He's up to 729 yards, and he will get the first carry of the game. He's going to run right behind his center, Matthew Gonzalez, for about 3, getting into Lakeview Centennial territory. Nico Gaston, who's come on the last 2 or 3 weeks with a big stop to start.
Made on the play, number 36, Trayshawn Gilmore. Gain of about 3 yards on the play, make it 2nd and 7.
That North Garland offense, they put up about 242 total rushing yards per game. I mean, they love to run it.
Well, that box is stacked. Jaden Davis doesn't care, and he meets a gold helmet immediately. It's 3rd down and medium. Trayshawn Gilmore, who's really come in to spell Tony Payne with regularity with a stop.
That's right. He comes in from that linebacker spot, boom, and he just shoulders up on the guys, and boy, he makes a great stop. Hits them, keeps your face mask right on the shoulder pads, wrap up, and take your guys down.
Gilmore with Jason Romero and Lamar Lewis. Those are some linebackers who don't normally start, but they don't really care. Anthony St-Hilaire has mentioned how the number 2s on this roster have forced the 1s to be great players. It'll take a great pass here on 3rd down, and it's almost intercepted. That ball almost picked off by Zion Chambers, who came into the game with a pick.
Well, I really like the way he played that one. He was playing long and out, and then all of a sudden he stops and just drops back into the zone. It looked like he was going to be going deep and having the linebackers covering the out, but he stops, puts his head back towards the quarterback, finds the ball, knocks it down. Great play right there by the defensive back.
A.J. Harris is deep to receive for Lakeview Centennial. So the Raiders fail to take advantage of a terrific kickoff return. It's one of the better punts that you will see. Nice job there by Maddox Lopez, and a fair catch being called for and made by A.J. Harris. So Lakeview Centennial will go on offense pretty quickly after they win the toss and defer.
Yeah, flip the field though. Nice job right there by the punt team. Get the ball down there to the other side of the field. Make Lakeview drive the length of the field, and you know they have to be worried about Jonathan Hester. The guy can throw the ball. 71 completions, 125 attempts, about almost 60%. 11 touchdowns, only 1 interception on the season. I'd say that North is going to have their hands full trying to keep up with him tonight.
Now Hester can throw it, but he can also run it, but he was limited to just 70 yards through the air against Wiley in their last game, and here he goes. Somebody lost a shoe in the backfield, but it's Jonathan Hester putting his foot in the ground and getting near the midfield stripe. What a run, over 30 yards on the game's first play for Lakeview Centennial.
You know, he's run it 82 times coming into the game, 303 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground, and they open it up right here with the play action, and boop, he just gets a little stop and up the middle. Boom, outruns everybody to the outside.
Hester did not have a lot of opportunities to go deep against Wiley, and he's going to use the screen game here to Montgomery, who did not make a catch in his last game. He's kind of been shaken up with injury the last week or two, and right off the bat they get the ball to a playmaker and they move the sticks again, a pickup of 11 yards.
Yeah, you got to get the ball out a little bit quicker. He has a lot of running room, but he chooses to run out of bounds there. That's not like him. He might be nursing a little injury.
He has. He's coming off of that ankle injury, and we still have the bye week, and they guys like Montgomery need it. Big pressure on Hester to the post, and it's picked off. Are you kidding? Wochu with an interception off a ball that should have been caught. Flag was thrown right at the line of scrimmage, and the Raiders seem to have caught a break, but we'll check out the penalty flag.
There is a flag down on the field.
Julius Spencer made what might have been a touchdown-saving tackle. It will not stand.
Was it after the play, or they're calling it at the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, it's going to be Lakeview ball.
Not that. Boy, they catch a break, because this ball right here gets put right on the money, and he just like tosses it up in the air, and look what I found.
That was offsides against the defense. That's going to negate that interception.
Wow, they give him an offsides on the defense.
That's a huge penalty, and you know, a mistake that you just cannot make. And obviously North Garland much improved. Taurus Rucker talked about playing with discipline tonight. 1st and 5 after the penalty. Hester avoiding pressure early, and maybe a hold going to be called for right here on Victor Black. We'll check it out.
Defensive flag by number 16, Ifosa Osas. There is a flag on the field.
You called it. You know, a lot of times that happens, you know, when your quarterback gets out of the pocket and he starts scrambling around. When you're an offensive lineman, you're squaring up on your guy, and then you're thinking that, you know, your quarterback's staying in the middle of the field. All of a sudden he breaks out, and your hands are already caught up in the jerseys of the defensive players. You can't let go fast enough, and a lot of times you'll get a penalty there.
One of the problems that Jonathan Hester had last game against Wiley is he was just unable to make those straight drop backs. They were bringing some pressure off the edge, forcing him out of the pocket, and he really had to use his legs. But he's doing more throwing early on tonight. Again with the swing pass, they find Julius Spencer, makes a move. He's close to a 1st down after the holding penalty, and I think he's moved the chains. 15 yards. Gabe Harris with the tackle.
I like how they do this. They bring him in motion like he's going to block, and then all of a sudden he just releases out there to the outside. Jonathan Hester actually looks like he's going to go downfield. He's kind of pump faking downfield, and then he just drops it off down low and let Spencer do the rest.
Lakeview head coach Anthony St. Hilaire likes how Coach Hill has designed this offense to target Spencer a lot. That wasn't happening the first couple of weeks. 1st and 10. Big boy Jack Dustin gets those shoulder pads square to the line of scrimmage and stays ahead of the chains, picking up 5 on first down.
I think they do real well when they're able to feed Jack Dustin the ball. I mean, when he's averaging 4 or 5 yards a carry and he's so strong, he starts wearing the defense down in that third and fourth quarter. They do real well when they give him the ball a lot early.
Seeing more of an even front here as they fake the counter and swing it again to Spencer, who touches the ball for the second time in 3 plays. Another explosive play as a flag flies from the head linesman. They're down inside the 10, but it won't hold up.
It's going to be holding against the offense.
Second hold of the drive.
Yeah, 3 or 4 penalties already in this game. You got to clear those up because those will just deflate a team. I mean, already North Garland had an interception, a little offside penalty. They don't have the ball, and now, you know, Lakeview's pushing on the door to score a touchdown, and now you get big plays by Lakeview, and they're getting brought back. So, you know, they can really swing a game, these penalties.
And Lakeview Centennial can ill afford to have these penalties if they are to capture second place after Naaman put it on Garland last night, 17-0, to move them into the second spot at 3-1.
Yeah, that's really a crazy game right there to shut Garland out. We haven't seen that in a long time.
Long time. Second down 9. Play action through the hands this time of Spencer, who again is being targeted with great regularity early on.
Yeah, they need to get the ball to your big, strong, fast guys, and they probably know that there's a matchup down there that they really like, and let's see if they can get it to Spencer. You know what they'll do is they'll keep feeding it to Spencer in those short little out routes, and all of a sudden they'll throw a deep ball on you.
Yeah. And you've noticed that Spencer doesn't have a lot of press coverage going on his way, a lot of cushion there. And once you start pressing, next thing you know, here comes the wheel route.
That's exactly right. You got it. You called it. Let's see if we see it.
They'll swing it the other way this time. Ball caught at the 25-yard line by Jonathan Whittle, who had 4 grabs in his last game. And on 3rd down and 9, they pick up 11 to get their 3rd first down of the drive.
Well, it's his second favorite receiver. And they really like throwing it out there. It's like a little screen. They got the receivers running up there blocking the defensive backs. Throw it out there to Whittle. You know, it's a 3-yard pattern, but man, if you can get to 10 yards and now you've got a first down.
Patriots in the red zone after beginning from their own 17. They average about 30 a game. They'll go to Dustin on first down. Stays ahead of the chains and then some. Touchdown.
No flags. Here we go. That one's going to stand.
4th rushing touchdown of the year for Jack Dustin, who ran for just 35 yards against Wiley.
That's what we were talking about early. You start throwing the ball around on that outside, you get all those linebackers trying to get out there to tackle those receivers, and all of a sudden you got Dustin going right up the middle on you.
Diego Reverol with a point after. 7-0 Patriots. 8:11 to play here in the first quarter. It's Lakeview Centennial 7 and North Garland nothing on GRS-TV. Seven plays, 83 yards for Lakeview Centennial. A great start for the Patriots as they hold North Garland to 3 and out on their first defensive try and then take it almost the length of the field.
I'll tell you, they really got away with that interception and off that defensive offsides, and boy, that changes it around right there. Instead of North having the ball, all of a sudden you're scoring a touchdown. So those penalties are killers.
Obviously, the game plan for the Patriots to keep it out of the hands of a very dangerous DeCorliss Taylor on these kickoffs. North Garland with some work to do, already down 7-0. But it's not uncommon for this group to score close to 40 points. They average 38 a game.
Well, Godspeed Nawahi, he's just a great athlete. You see him right there, a big kid, strong arm. I've seen him throw it 60 yards on the run.
He's just been fantastic. That ground game has too. Jaden Davis had a couple of decent carries the opening drive. Jeremiah Moore comes up from his safety spot to limit Davis here on first down.
Jaden Davis, 129 attempts. Now, you've got almost every carry going to Jaden Davis. So Lakeview knows if you're going to run it, Davis is going to get it.
And Davis is not a real vocal guy, but when he talks, people listen. And right now, Nawahi thought about going to the air for the first time and gets yanked down by Trey Wilson, who may just be the MVP of Lakeview Centennial's defensive front.
Boy, he is something else. And you think Nawahi thinks he's going to have some room to run. Watch this hole open up. He's got a lot of, look at that lane. And then all of a sudden the length on Wilson goes out there and gets him. He's just such a big guy. Number 8 right there in your screen. They got him listed at 6'3", 245 pounds.
The Baylor commit, over 10 hurries so far this year. And he just continues to get better as the season goes along. 3rd down and 8. Nawahi's got time. Tough throw. And the ball's caught by Mateo Howard, who doubles as a running back. That's a tough toss. And he's able to keep the foot down to pick up 11 to move the sticks. And they're going to wave it off here. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see if his feet are in.
Oh, well, I thought he got that left foot down.
Incomplete pass could bring up 4th down.
Didn't drag it, though.
Yeah, it's interesting because the referee was right there and he called the catch, so it must have gotten overturned. And you can see the North Garland coaches are very upset about that.
Well, I'll bet they are. Taurus Rucker knows how crucial these early first downs are. They don't have one yet. And he wanted to come out. He said, it is absolutely crucial that against Lakeview, we get off to a fast start tonight. Got to start fast, got to finish fast. That's a bad break.
Yeah, that's a bad break because now you're punting the ball, and that would have been a first down.
A.J. Harris is deep. They kick it away from him. Land short, but a good Raider roll.
Down by number 3, Mateo Howard.
And 32 yards later, Lakeview Centennial has the ball back midway through this first quarter. And North Garland giving up about 31 points per game. That's 12 more than Lakeview Centennial. You would think they would have to keep them off the board here to try to keep some momentum.
Yeah, it's just tough. That Lakeview Centennial's defense is strong, and then when you get a bad break right there, and you see the coaches down there, they're saying, look where he dragged his foot right there. You can see it. But the referees overturn it, and all of a sudden you're punting it back to Lakeview, and Lakeview's got a pretty short field now.
Centennial with 92 yards so far, and short connection to Kalen Montgomery for the second time here in this first quarter to pick up 5 on first. They're getting good yards on first down.
Yeah, those little quick passes too, and you know, we've seen a lot of defenses really suck up to that and not allow those quick passes, but it looks like North Garland's defense is just off a little bit. They're setting back about 7-8 yards, and Lakeview's making them pay for it.
Conventional counter to Jack Dustin, who gets pulled down, it looked like by the top of the shoulder pass. Gabe Harris was the first guy to get there, that inside linebacker.
Yeah, that's a scary tackle when you grab them and just rip them backwards like that. You can see he makes good contact. See number 7 right there? Boom, just a good strong tackle. But then his legs get rolled up underneath.
Nice form tackle by Harris, who is having a really good year, a two-way starter. 3rd down, quarterback counter this time. Hester reverses his field, and they contain him. What a nice job by Andrew Looney to set a hard edge to drop him for a yard loss.
Nice defense on the play by number 10, Andrew Looney.
Yeah, Looney could have went way right there, chased and over pursued, but he stayed out there. Look at that, just a nice job. If he wouldn't have made that play, I think Hester had plenty of room to run on the outside. He probably would have picked up the first.
Great technique by Looney, who had a big scoop and score touchdown against Wiley in their last game. That is some smart football right there. You're on that backside. You got to guard against the cutbacks, bootlegs, the reverses. Reverol to boom this thing away. And Taylor will say, hey, get away from it. And North Garland will once again have a long field after a 38-yard punt.
Punt down by number 15, Jonathan Dang. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raiders.
You got to give a lot of credit right there for North Garland Raiders. They actually held them very nice on defense, got their offense back on the field really quick. So that's a great job defensively by the Raiders.
And you hate to say this in the first quarter of a game, but almost a must-have right there for North Garland. You go down 2 scores in a game like that would have been tough.
Yeah, you're right.
That would have been tough.
And the breaks have been going against North Garland. I mean, they had an interception taken away from them. They had a pass that they felt like they completed it for the first down. And so good defensive stance here. And now they've got to really do something. They've got to get that defense some rest out there and just let the offense pick up a couple of first downs, make it clean, no penalties.
Let's see if they can get something going here on first down. They go with a fly sweep to DeCorliss Taylor, who has not been able to do anything on return since they've kicked away from him. And it's the best first down carry of the night so far for the Raiders. They get 4.
They got him at 150 pounds, about 5'8". I was looking at him. He looks pretty small down there, so he's playing that slot. He comes in motion, takes that handoff, and they must think he's really super fast. Maybe he's little and sneaky, and he can get through and take off.
Taylor not only fast, but one of the smartest kids in the program. He's really a coach on the field, and he's a junior, but he does a lot of coaching in practice, helping some of the younger kids out. They go with a power set here on 2nd and 6. Here's Davis. Only about 3.
They run the same formation where they're bringing Howard or in motion from one side to the other, and then all of a sudden they try to run up the middle. So they're trying to confuse the defense there, and so that they don't know who's going to get the ball. But they played it well.
They've got to get 3 here to pick up their initial first down of the game. They get Nawahi out of the pocket, and it pays off. A nice hole up the alley, as they say, as A.J. Harris makes his first tackle. That's a nice 9-yard run.
Yeah, they used to call that the Wildcat. Now it's just quarterbacks are all Wildcat. They could throw it. Just put your athlete out there, let them throw it or run it. And that's just a designed run to get to the outside. Very nice first down.
Nice first down by God's Power Nawahi, who last year rushed for 1,063 yards. Came into this game, game number 6, with 394 yards, averaging a little over 6 per carry. It's very dangerous. Went out of the pocket. Pro set here. And a fly sweep again to Taylor around the left side, the opposite side this time, short side of the field, and pick up 7 on first down.
Yeah, I think they're going to start using that play a lot. They're bringing them in motion, hand it off one direction, have a guy go up the middle. Nobody knows who's getting the ball.
Make it 2nd and 3 for the Raiders.
They like that fly sweep. Taylor 5'6", 150, not big, but he can turn the corner, and he is dangerous. But we've seen North Garland now move the sticks a couple of times, try to keep that defense off the field. Straight ahead run on 2nd down and short.
Well, I think he picks it up.
He does pick it up. A.J. Harris meets him from that safety position.
Well, they get behind big number 77. Anthony Livesey. He is about 250 pounds, but you can see right there, he really cleared out some people. Gets a very nice push.
Yeah, and this offensive front has done a really good job. It's really anchored by Adrian Ramirez, that left tackle, who's 6'4", 290.
Well, you get some guys like that, you should be able to run the ball a little bit.
Coach Wright's done a really good job, that offensive line coach for North Garland. First down. power play. Jaden Davis somehow stayed on his feet, got spun around, still loses a yard. Corey Gray, who's been talented and explosive, makes his first stop. It's the first time that they have.
So many people in there. You see all the white jerseys?
Oh, yeah.
Man, they closed on it so fast. And Big Johnson, number 70 right there. I mean, it's hard to move these guys around. They got him at 345 pounds.
But he's in pretty good shape for that weight.
Yeah, I think he could probably outrun me.
Second down and 11. You see him, he's got a high, he can run sideline to sideline even at 345 pounds. Second down and 11 for North Garland. They're down 7-0 early. Power set in the play fake. Good pass protection. Nawahi in a comfortable spot rolling, still keeping his eyes downfield, turns on the jets and gets close to a first down. That's a nice job by God's power to keep his eyes up.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting pursued heavily, and he just outruns the defender.
Nawahi's carry's good for about 7 yards.
Turns it upfield. He has a couple of blockers in front of him. Shows some power there, too. He didn't want to step out of bounds, did he?
He did not. And I'm wondering if maybe we're approaching 4-down territory. Midfield. But the third down play will tell us. If they try to run for it, you may see them line up on fourth if they don't get it. Quarterback sweep. First down. A stiff arm. And to the sideline as he really finished off that run. Jeremiah Moore, the opposite safety of A.J. Harris, takes him down 15 yards.
Yeah, Godspeed is just, he's getting a little rowdy out there. He's getting fired up. He's been able to run over a guy, juke a couple of guys, throw a little stiff arm, and now he's just getting fired up. And I like what they do. They get 2 or 3 guys out on the left side, so you got all your linebackers out there trying to cover them. And then all of a sudden, Godspeed runs to the opposite side with the lead blocker, and it's worked for them twice now. They've picked up the first down on the same play.
Patriots went 83 yards for their touchdown. North Garland will have to go 85. They've still got some meat on the bone, though, as Jaden Davis shoved backwards. Met with an attitude. Trey Wilson forms him up.
It's just hard to contain Trey Wilson every play. You look at him, he just blasts right through there. He just beats the offensive lineman, and all they could do was try to grab his jersey to stop him.
Second negative play on first down in back-to-back series. And they had been doing a really good job of getting good yards the first 2 or 3 first downs of this drive. This will be play number 10 of this drive as we approach the 42nd mark here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you know, we've talked about Godspeed Nawahi. He's got to make it happen for him. He's going to have to run the ball. He's going to have to find his receivers and make some good passes. It's all going to be on his shoulders tonight.
Timeout called here on GRS-TV in a 7-0 game. Lakeview Centennial with the advantage here. You mentioned God's power, 8 for 20 in his last game, 208 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns. He had a big 49-yard run. He's very explosive. He's almost like a running back at that quarterback position. You could almost list him as an athlete.
That's what I say. Yeah, you know, they call it the Wildcat, but it's not just a Wildcat. It's him every play. So you have to really keep your eyes on him because he's going to run it and he's going to throw it. And, you know, he doesn't throw a lot, but when he does throw it, it's usually wide open guys because they're so afraid that he's going to run the ball, and all of a sudden he just stops and throws a 50-yard bomb down the field.
The play action really works for them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And his brother came through this system too. Second down, 12 after the timeout. One-on-one, and the ball's dropped by DeCorliss Taylor. Had a chance. Trey Wilson. They may have ruled it a catch. Yeah, he caught that ball.
Let's see what we got here. Nice touch. Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Hauled it in. Nice job. Nice catch there for DeCorliss Taylor. An explosive play there for the Raiders getting in the red zone. That is the end of the first quarter of play. It's 7-0 in favor of Lakeview Centennial. North Garland poised to try to tie this game on GRS TV.
Attention 8th through 11th graders.
We are all connected to something bigger than ourselves. Change one thing, change everything. The things we do today have an extraordinary impact on a child's future. A better child, a better world. GISD has a ripple effect on our community. Every lesson can positively affect our future leaders. We are Garland ISD, impacting lives, changing futures. It's what we call the GISD effect.
Seven 0 in favor of Lakeview Centennial after the first quarter of action. Back to Williams Stadium. Great day for football. A little cloud cover moving in earlier this afternoon.
Well, it feels beautiful, though. I mean, it's like September, October, the fall starting to come in here,
Yes.
and the state fair is all open, and the weather's changing. It's a little crispier and not as much humidity in the air. And boy, it is fun time for football. Friday night football. Can't get any better than that.
I was just thinking that sitting here in the press box before the game. Here's a first down carry, a third fly sweep to Taylor, and this time the Patriots are all over it. Corey Gray makes the play, the senior outside linebacker.
Taylor. Tackle made by number 18, Corey Gray.
Boy, watch this block right here by Jaden Davis. Boom, he knocks the helmet clean off. Oh, boy, that is a good block right there.
A third straight negative play, though, on first down. Hard to overcome that. We'll see if the Raiders can do it.
Well, Corey Gray, he's just such an awesome linebacker. 180 pounds, but, man, he's got great instinct. He's fast. He just gets there.
Had close to 30 tackles coming in, second only to Tony Payne. Second down and 12. Nawahi with a pump. Almost fell down. Cost him perhaps getting close to a first down. He only races for 4 with Jason Romero getting there.
The ball up to the left side of the field. Tackle made by
Yeah,
number
it just kind of
42,
slips out of his
Jason
hands. Watch
Romero.
this. He just,
Gain of a couple yards on the play. Let's call it third
he
and
might have
9
he might
for the
have
Raiders.
got knocked out by his own man right there. Maybe Jaden Davis was blocking for him a little bit and knocked it out of his hands. But either way, it only got him 4 yards. I think you're right. He probably could have got the first down if it wouldn't hit the ground. But again, very lucky that it just bounces straight back up into his hands.
Third down and 9. Big pressure there from Wilson. Up the middle. Stumbles, leans, close to a first. It may be close enough to where North Garland may decide to leave the offense out there. He's about a yard shy.
Had a couple Patriots on that tackle, including number 42.
Ran for
Jason
8.
Romero. And number 36, Trayshawn Gilmore.
Yeah, it looked like he had the defense was there, but he's such an athlete. He was able to get through there.
Going to use the sneak and the right A-gap and gets a little push from Davis, and I think it may have knocked. He's still on his feet inside the 5.
A lot of action on that line of scrimmage. Quarterback keeper by number 5, Nawahi.
Well, that's just really strong offensive push right there. You see all his guys still pushing him. That's what you want. They believe in him, and that's why they just kept helping him.
They talk about team defense. That was team offense right
like
there.
that.
And everybody knew the sneak was coming by the formation.
Yeah, this is like an old rugby scrum.
They've had 3 straight negative plays, the last 3 first down plays. What will happen here? Going to go straight ahead to Davis. Close to the goal line. Still pushing. They blow the whistle. Boy, there's Hernandez being helped up. Cleaver Hernandez.
Several Patriots on that tackle, led by number 18, Corey Gray.
I tell you, that offensive line just gets in there and starts pushing. Nobody quits.
You know, they blew the play dead when the momentum stopped. And instead of being down there around the 1, they're going to mark it at the 4.5. 16th play of the drive. 2nd and goal. To the air, to the post, a little overshot.
Ooh, I like the play call, though. Just a nice little skinny post.
For number 1, GISD goes incomplete.
Ball was just a little high, but right where he could get it, just right there, just a little bit over his head. But I like the play call.
Great play call, great coverage in the end zone there by, it looked like Jeremiah Moore. What a job. Actually, Savion Hunter was on Javius Green there in the end zone. 3rd down and goal from the 4.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a run here by Godspeed.
Backers come and they hand it off to Davis, who's down to the 1.
Well, big number 77, Anthony. Well, they love to run right behind him. Big number 68 as well, Ramirez. Both of them, 6'4", 290 is Ramirez. I mean, they love to get behind. No wonder that they can't get that rugby scrum down. They just keep pushing.
Taurus Rucker going to keep the offense out there. 4th and goal to try to tie the game from the 1. Sneak. Touchdown.
Hey, if you've got the big offensive lineman that can bully people around like that, and a great athlete, get up under center. I love it. Don't snap in that long snap back there. Anything could happen. Get up under center, find the gap, and get those big offensive line moving the pile.
Unofficially a 17-play drive. Pressure from the outside, and they got it. They blocked the kick. It can be returned for 2 points. Jeremiah Moore's athletic. 2 flags come in. Gets to the 20 and no more.
Yeah, they're going to call that flag when you crack back somebody pursuing the ball. I mean, they're just not going to allow it any longer. You got to get in their way, but you can't crack back them.
Maddox Lopez's PAT blocked. Blindside block. And so it will stay a 1-point game. 7-6 in favor of the Patriots of Lakeview Centennial. 8:24 to play on GRS TV. No question, the most impressive offensive drive for Taurus Rucker, who is in his first year as the head coach for North Garland, as he sees his Raiders snap it 17 times and go 85 yards in 8 minutes and 35 seconds of this first half to get within 1.
Hey, that's impressive right there. That is impressive. They called up all the right plays. They had a couple of 3 first downs in a row with negative plays, and they still were able to come out of that, get their first down, and just drive it down the field and consume so much of that clock.
A really impressive drive. We saw runs of 3 yards, 9 yards, 7, a run of 8, a run of 15. I mean, it was very methodical. Nothing real flashy, save for the 21-yard pass right over the middle that happened midway through that drive. That was it. It went to DeCorliss Taylor. But aside from that, that was really the only what you could define as explosive play on that drive.
Yeah, everything else was just picking up 7-8 yards at a shot and then getting that first down.
A 15-yard penalty during.
Lakeview Centennial will have it for the 3rd time, and that blindside block will have the Raiders kicking off, and they're going to kick it out of the end zone. kicking off from the Lakeview Centennial side of the 50. I think it should be mandated when you're kicking off on the opponent's side of midfield. You got to onside.
You got to onside kick it.
What's the negative there?
Yeah, I don't know, because the ball's going to come out to the 25. You might as well have kicked an onside or even a pooch kick and see if you can knock the ball loose. I mean,
let's see if we can't get that mandated, Bobby.
I don't know why you'd kick that one straight out of the end zone.
I thought for sure he was going to onside that thing.
Absolutely, but you know what? This could be one of the things that North Garland really struggles with is their kicking game. Last week they had 4 touchdowns and not 1 extra point.
Oh, this is just a fantastic play on Sean Lawson right in the middle of the field. That linebacker with a terrific play. Edwin Jimenez with a form tackle. Watch this.
Hello, looky here.
I mean, you can't do it better than that.
Hey, that's like that. You know, in practice they have that Oklahoma drill.
Yes.
You know, you got to run through the little cones and everybody's cheering for you. Boy, that right there is a stick.
It sounds like you want to bring that back.
Boy, they would have went nuts.
Hester on the post, a wide open Jonathan Whittle, his second catch into Raider territory. 34 yards on the connection.
Boy, look at that clean pocket. Just gives him so much room to throw that little nail. Little quick post play.
Yeah, and they are increasing the tempo as Sean Lawson gets his second carry of the drive. They don't even have the sticks set, and they're handing it off for 4.
Yeah, they didn't have the first down stick set. So I don't know where they even know where they have to set it now. It's like,
this is as fast as they played, and I wonder if Anthony Saint-Hilaire said something to the offense. Oh, what a great play on Sean Lawson from the backside. That did not take long. Joseph Rosales with his first tackle. He had 62 of them last year. That's a great play.
Look at him. He just gets free. Just comes swinging across there.
He was a defensive end to start the year. They've moved him to an inside backer. He's that athletic.
Yeah, 6 foot, 235 pounds. I mean, he's a big dude out there too, and he shows his speed getting down the line of scrimmage, making a huge play right there.
Yeah, and that huge play forces a 3rd and 7. Bad snap. Hester showing some composure. Forced back inside, being knocked into by his own man. That was John Akiti, his left tackle, and he's not going to get it, not even going to get close to the first down. Jonathan Dang will get credit for the stop.
Well, when the ball goes down like that, first thing I was thinking of is watch out North Garland, because sometimes a broken play like that can end up being a touchdown.
4th and 6, and I think Lakeview may want to talk about it. Timeout call with 5:50 to go. North Garland actually will call the timeout. 7-6 Patriots midway through the second quarter on GRS TV.
Great halftime performance.
The Garland ISD Education Foundation provides resources to support and enrich education for all students in the Garland Independent School District. Every dollar donated helps fund innovative teaching and learning initiatives. Choose today to impact a better tomorrow. For more information and to learn how you can give, visit gisdedfoundation.org.
Raiders call the timeout on this 4th down and 6 play. They are going to force the Raiders to play defense in a 7-6 game midway through the second quarter. Big play coming up.
They got man-to-man coverage.
Hester, quick pass. Fade, back shoulder, and the wide receiver, Kalen Montgomery, was on the different page that time. Turnover on downs.
Looked like a little pump and go right there, but number 23 does a great job. Nachochu was able to just stay with him. I mean, there was just nothing there, and I don't think Montgomery ever saw the ball get thrown.
So the Raiders, after the timeout, have forced the turnover on downs. And boy, this momentum has shifted significantly after North Garland's 8-minute and 35-second drive that saw them snap the ball 17 times on their last drive and go 85 yards to what we thought was going to tie the game, but the extra point was blocked. 7-6, Patriots have the advantage, 5:45 to go in this second quarter.
Well, that offensive line is so big. You saw number 71 right there, Nathan Payne, 6'5", 270. I mean, they've got some big hosses on that offensive line.
A little outside zone run for Jaden Davis with a cutback lane to get 3 on first down, and those positive yards have been tough to come by recently on first down carries for the Raiders.
Well, that shows you how tough Lakeview's defense is, because the size that they've got on that offensive line, you would think that they would never get any negative plays on a run play.
Saw Trayshawn Gilmore limping a little bit. He's the Mike linebacker. He and Tony Payne usually anchor that spot. That offensive line for North Garland, you see 250 at the guard spot. They average 280 at the tackle position. Here comes the sweep and a hole and maybe a touchdown. Jaden Davis will not be caught. The Raiders have taken the lead. 58 yards on the scamper.
Little toss sweep, and we're sitting there talking about that offensive line, and watch this. They're pulling. Everybody's out there just clearing the hole, and he doesn't get touched. It is just a race to the finish line.
They show a swinging gate look here after they missed the extra point a moment ago. Will they try to make it 7? They're up by 5 here. They're going to. Nawahi, a race to the corner. A flag flew. Maybe an illegal formation, we'll see. He got into the end zone.
Yeah, it looked like the motion guy goes towards the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped.
Oh, that's a huge call.
Wow, defensive.
7-point lead for North Garland with 4:55 to go. The exact opposite from what we saw the drive prior. It was methodical, 17 plays, 2 drives ago, 2 plays this time to go. 62 yards on GRS TV. Proverbial tables have turned here at Williams Stadium on a nice October evening. Midway through the season, as Lakeview Centennial tries to post a W to grab that second spot here in 9-6A, but the Raiders have something to say about it, as they have scored touchdowns on back-to-back drives to take their first advantage of the game. 14-7 in favor of the Raiders, and they do it on the most explosive play of the game. And now a little pooch kick. And Lakeview Centennial will have great field position as we see Spencer grab that little kangaroo kick. Not sure exactly what they were trying to accomplish with that, but Lakeview will have a short field.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. The kicking game needs a different approach, I would have to say. They've got some questionable calls right there. And he's got a strong leg, number 45. You saw him kick it out of the end zone. Kicked it 50 yards a while ago, so you know they've got a strong leg. It's just I think that what they're telling him to do.
Maddox Lopez, you saw having a chat on the sideline. Lakeview Centennial down by a touchdown. Fake the counter. Hester throws the post. It's a little bit low for Julius Spencer, who's gotten his 5th target of the game.
Yeah, he was wide open too, and I just think Jonathan Hester got a little in a hurry and tries to throw a baseball bullet and just wasn't able to connect on it. Hester also takes a big hit at the end of that play.
Spencer's been targeted 5 times. He had 3 catches in the last game and a big first down catch. And he's a guy that they like to get to on the outside. And in fact, he was supposed to run to the outside on a route last game, decided to break it inside, being very smart, and they were able to get an explosive play, and it might have been the difference in the game. That's what older, more experienced wide receivers generally do, and he's just a sophomore. And a timeout has been called with 4:45 to go in the second quarter. 14-7, North Garland with the advantage, 14 unanswered by the Raiders on GRS TV.
We are all connected to something bigger than ourselves. Change one thing, change everything. The things we do today have an extraordinary impact on a child's future. A better child, a better world. GISD has a ripple effect on our community. Every lesson can positively affect our future leaders. We are Garland ISD, impacting lives, changing futures. It's what we call the GISD effect.
Football fans on Friday night coming out to watch some great action here between North Garland and Lakeview Centennial. And on 2nd down and 10, Hester with a little pump fake decides to take off with it, picks up 3, and it's 3rd down and 7.
Well, it just shows you what an athlete he is right there. He goes for the throw, and it looks like, you know, nobody was open. Big defensive end in his face. He pulls it down and takes off running, decides, hey, that's not going anywhere either. And then he just does a little hop jump over there and picks up 3 or 4 yards.
3rd down and 7. Lakeview Centennial down a touchdown. Only rush 3. Hester looking for the slant, but Whittle's covered up nicely. No flag, and it's punt time for the Patriots.
Wow.
Great coverage by Sublé.
Broken up by number 6, Jalen Sublé.
He has plenty of time to throw it. He's watching his guy. Lime's doing a great job. Puts it a little bit behind him. And that was just enough for the defense to knock it away. And, well, you just got to execute a little better.
Diego Reverol out to punt this football away. Lakeview Centennial, after they scored a touchdown on their opening drive, have now gone 3 and out in
Every
2 of their
time.
last 3 possessions.
You're right. It's really, the momentum has swung to North Garland. Now you got to give the ball to them, and they've been able to drive the ball in the last 2 possessions.
Great punt by Diego Reverol as DeCorliss Taylor having to drop down to secure that one. It's fortunate not to have muffed that kick with 3:58 to go. The Raiders hoping to dial up one of those methodical drives to take a lead into the break.
Well, they have in the last 2 possessions. I mean, they've really dominated. They had that long 8-minute drive, and then all of a sudden they turn around and do that little pitch play, and all of a sudden you're up big. Two touchdowns unanswered.
God's Power Nawahi has done a really nice job as North Garland has outgained Lakeview by 21 yards here, 154 to 133. Nawahi has thrown it just 4 times, and he will not go to the air here. They'll keep it on the ground. And we see Jaden Davis continue to fight for yards. He's close to 100 already in this first half. Xavier Wright makes the stop.
Also in on the tackle, number 33, Xavier Wright.
Yeah, they've put 132 yards on the ground. I mean, just, you don't see it, and all of a sudden it's there, 132 yards.
And we mentioned Davis, now officially 80 yards. 58 of those came on that long touchdown run just a moment ago. 14-7 in favor of North Garland, 3:21. Clock moving here, and you can see the differences in style. They're not really playing tempo here. In fact, it's the opposite. Lead play here for Davis. It doesn't get very much, only to the 20-yard line, because Corey Gray red run immediately and plugged up that A-gap.
Yeah, now you wonder if there's going to be any timeouts from Lakeview, because it looks like North Garland is just going to be content with trying to run the clock. You have 3 minutes left, and you would think maybe Lakeview think they'd have a good opportunity here.
And it's unusual to see this style from a team that averages 38 points a game and close to 430 yards per game. 3rd down and 9, though. This is not a favorable spot for a running team. And now a timeout's going to be called.
Yeah, they called the timeout, but they lost about 35, 40 seconds before they called this timeout.
And North Garland has burned their last timeout of the half. We'll take a break and come back. 14-7. The Raiders on top of the Patriots on GRS-TV. Two and a half to play here in the opening half. Second quarter action. The Raiders looking at 3rd down and 9, trying to preserve a 7-point advantage. Nawahi out of the pocket. A flag flies for perhaps holding. Oh, he got thrown out of bounds and had a foot on the white. And the field judge from a long way away throws the flag. And it looks like everyone else has too.
Yeah, they for one thing, they're trying to hold Wilson.
Well, you see Maurice, I'm sorry, Bob, you see Maurice Johnson pleading his case. He's the one that got flagged.
Yeah, he did, because for one thing, he's playing without a helmet. You can't play without a helmet. That's a penalty. And then the next thing, he kind of throws him out of bounds without a helmet. But you see, they're holding Wilson right there. That's the initial penalty for holding. It's interesting that Johnson was out there playing defensive end. He starts off in the very middle as the 2-tech, and then he's out there playing linebacker.
Yeah, you saw Javius Green take exception to that. He knew that what was happening was inappropriate, and he was only giving up about 175 pounds on
Johnson.
Maurice Johnson,
yeah.
But he went ahead and shoved him anyway. Officials tonight out of the Dallas chapter. Royland Lee is our lead official. Talking to Taurus Rucker.
Yeah, they're probably going to be an offsetting here.
Well, whatever was explained to him, he didn't like it. It was post-play, though. I wonder if they mark off the hold. And then the personal foul to give him a 1st down. Well, it wouldn't after the yardage, though, I'm sure. They'll probably mark the hold off from the line of scrimmage. But it would be close to a 1st down after that personal foul. If they mark it off.
Personal foul would be an automatic first anyway, right?
No, they would mark. See, it's going to be a hold or face mask.
Face mask. Offsetting. There you go.
All right, they'll do it again. Didn't expect a face mask there. I thought maybe a personal foul and sportsmanlike.
We have offsetting penalties. We're going to replay 3rd down.
After all of that, just replay it.
Do it again.
Do it again.
3rd down and 9. Second shot here for God's Power. On some of these long 3rd down plays, you notice that Taurus Rucker not afraid to roll his quarterback out. Pressure shown. They'll do it again. He'll try to use his feet to pick it up. Stays in bounds as long as he could. And he's close to picking up the 1st down yardage. Jason Romero was trying to angle to keep him shy of the 1st, and I think he did it.
Well, what's happened is Lakeview has went into prevent winning defense. You know, when they call that prevent defense, it's prevent you from winning defense, and they've got everybody dropping way deep. And so it just gives Godspeed so much room to run out there. You got 4 or 5 safeties dropping back, and the linebackers are dropping back 15 to 20 yards. And Godspeed's just able to run around. But now it's 4th down.
The play clock is at 6, and they're just now sending the punt team out there.
Oh, my. 3, 2. They're not going to get it off.
They will not even get close to getting it off. And the officials now notice that the field judge throws the flag. Can't believe they waited that long. Surely they weren't considering going for it there.
Delay a game against the offense. Going to back the Raiders up 5 yards.
And they had no timeouts left, so they just had to let it run out.
Maddox Lopez will kick it away to A.J. Harris.
And this is what we were talking about earlier. Why not, you know, for your Lakeview, go ahead and call some time out there and give yourself some time. Now it's 2 minutes and 15 seconds. They didn't even have to call a timeout.
Good, quick, left-footed boot. Harris got hit early. Flag comes out. Kick-catch interference forthcoming. But they did prevent a return.
Lakeview's got a lot of time, though, to get down there. Now they're going to be, what is the penalty yardage on that?
They'll be 35 yards away here.
Yeah.
They'll be 35 yards, and time won't even be a factor.
It's completely incidental. You can see they were looking back towards the ball, but
the kicking team for interfering with the receiver on the play.
The receiver has to have the opportunity to catch it.
First and 10 for the Patriots.
Officially the 39-yard line. 2:08 to go. Hester and company, a touchdown would tie it. Hester 5 of 8 tonight to 72 yards through the air. Read option, get a block on the edge. Here's Hunter, a cutback, a flag comes in, and a touchdown.
How about that?
I think they picked up the flag. I don't see it now. And that will be a touchdown. 39 yards for Savion Hunter.
That's why you can't ever just play to burn the clock. You've got to play to win. And boy, they just changed the game right there, right before half. 2 minutes left. One play.
Diego Reverol to tie it. And he pushed it. The Raiders with a 1-point lead with 2 minutes to go. But an offside against North Garland will give him a second chance.
Oh, my goodness.
How about that?
Oh.
The extra point attempt was no good.
We haven't had that many penalties, but the ones we've had have been critical, it seems.
They really have.
Kick.
You get a free kick out of this thing.
That's just the fourth official penalty of the game. Boy, one play, 39 yards. We've seen a couple of explosive runs between the two teams. The 58-yarder there by Jaden Davis for North Garland, and then the 39-yarder by Savion Hunter just a moment ago. Reverol. High snap, and that thing is right down the pipe. We're tied at 14, 2 minutes to go until halftime on GRS TV.
The Garland ISD Education Foundation provides resources to support and enrich education for all students in the Garland Independent School District. Every dollar donated helps fund innovative teaching and learning initiatives. Choose today to impact a better tomorrow. For more information and to learn how you can give, visit gisdedfoundation.org.
Lakeview Centennial given a short field after North Garland ends up going 3 plays and punt on their own end. Third 3 and out that Lakeview Centennial had forced. And the Patriots snap it one time and go 39 yards on the heels of that Savion Hunter jaunt off the left side, and they tie the ball game at 14. Again, a win would give Lakeview Centennial second place in the district right now. They would move to 4-1. North Garland, should they lose this game, would fall to 1-3, and they would be scrambling to find a playoff position. This is a short kick that's going to be taking it around the 26-yard line. Here comes Mateo Howard, and he got blasted at the 24-yard line by Savion Hunter, who just had the touchdown.
Whew. Savion Hunter comes from the left side. He's one of the guys that just takes off and just goes and finds the ball. And so you don't have to stay in a lane, but he does stay in his lane. It pulls right here, but then boom, Hunter just comes in and finishes it off. But big number 34 makes the big play, slows the play down, and then Hunter gets the credit for the big tackle.
Now, North Garland's going to have a first down to try to run the clock out here. And they have got to do everything they can to take care of the football.
Play.
The defensive tackle jumps, a free play. They'll go to the slot, pick up close to first down yardage. Again, we think that's a free play to Corliss Taylor, their speedy wide receiver, taking it up to the 36-yard line, a gain of 10. They'll decline this.
Flag down on the field, however, was offside against the defense.
And North Garland with decent field position now. This may change some things here. They may decide to try to put some points up.
Yeah, but they're really not in any hurry, and the clock is running. I mean, they don't have any timeouts. They're still in the huddle. Going to let it just roll down, I think.
You know, in watching this style of play, it's almost like you're watching a game from the mid-90s. This would be a conventional tactic back then. This is a sweep now going to Mateo Howard, and he got hit hard, and I thought for a moment he might have lost the football, but, boy, they are flowing to the ball as Jamar Rhodes, the backup corner, hit him hard.
Gain of about 5 yards on the play. It's going to be second down for the Raiders.
Boom. Just, hey, he's setting the edge out there. Number 2 does it right.
Roll inside of 50 seconds here at Williams. We were expecting a good game, and boy, have we had one. 2nd and 5, God's power looking deep. Thought about it. Chase from behind, and down he goes. Trey Wilson, his 3rd big play of the half.
By number 8, Trey.
Boy, it's just a matter of time when he makes his presence felt. If you don't get that ball out in a hurry, right there's where you got to throw it. You can't just play around back there because Trey Wilson's coming off that edge hard, and Wright's right there with him.
The Raiders don't want to snap it again, and who can blame them? The Baylor commit Trey Wilson makes an emblematic hit of how this Lakeview Centennial defense has played the last couple of possessions. To conclude this first half, and a good one. We are tied at 14 here at Williams. The Patriots jumped out to an early lead. North Garland scored 14 in a row. And then Lakeview Centennial comes back with an explosive run to get us tied at the end of 24 minutes. What a first half so far, and what a game. We'll take a break and we will continue. You're watching GRS TV.
Lakeview Centennial Band would like to thank all their family, friends, teachers, and administrators for their support. The section of the week is the flute section. A special thank you to Elise Mosty, Principal of Lakeview Centennial, Joseph Figuarelli, Director of Fine Arts, and Dr. Ricardo Lopez, GISD Superintendent.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Your halftime entertainment, North Garland High School is proud to present the 2022-2023 award-winning Mamsels. The Mamsels are led onto the field by Senior Lieutenant Carla Agreda, Senior Lieutenant Elizabeth Ovalle, Senior Lieutenant Annabelle Flores, First Lieutenant Sidney Lewis, and in the center, wearing the signature silver hat, your captain, Michelle Montanez. Tonight, the Mamsels will be performing a field kick to Disco Inferno. The Mamsels would like to dedicate tonight's performance to all of our Raider band. Thank you for all of your support. We couldn't do this without you. congratulations goes to the Mamselle Teacher of the Week, our Mamselle Director, Miss Numa. Happy birthday, Miss Numa. Thank you for all you do for us. And our Mamsells of the Week, veterans, Grace Wynn and Mariah Trio. The North Garland Mamsells would like to wish Lakeview Centennial High School sweethearts good luck tonight and for the rest of their season. The Mamsells are proudly under the direction of Miss Nicole Numa and Assistant Director Miss Sally Portillo. Ladies and gentlemen, to continue your halftime entertainment, we now present the award-winning North Garland High School Raider Band. The North Garland Raider Band is under the direction of Cameron Green, Austin Taylor, Gabe Hernandez, and L'Oreal Riker. Your 2022 Raider Band drum majors are Josh Kubik, Landon Gunn, Jason Liu, and Alex Sorrell. Tonight, the band performed 3 selections of their show entitled Burst. We would like to dedicate this performance to all of those who have survived or are currently battling cancer. Ladies and gentlemen, the North Garland High School Raider Band! The band would like to thank the administration of North Garland High School, led by our principal, Mr. John Fishpaw.
Fans, join us at the Explore GISD Expo on Wednesday, November 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Curtis Caldwell Center. Families can learn about GISD.
Great game tonight here at Williams Stadium. Garland, Texas, Lakeview Centennial, and North Garland. Scott Garner, Bobby George, and Thomas Hart up here. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. Jack Dustin put his foot in the ground and get upfield to give Lakeview Centennial the 7-0 lead on the 18-yard touchdown run. And that capped off an 18-play drive and then a little toss sweep, a pitch. Jaden Davis goes 58 yards to the house to give the Raiders a 14-7 advantage. And then after a 3-and-out, one play, 39 yards for Savion Hunter. A nice cut. He was virtually untouched. And this ball game tied at 14 after the Diego Reverol point after. Then we saw the short kick as God's Power Nawahi with that fly sweeping action going over to Corliss Taylor. And the skill guys getting to the edge.
Well, it's Nawahi, 2 of 5, 40 for 32 yards at half. Jaden Davis, 14 attempts, 81 yards on the ground. And Godspeed Nawahi again with 10 attempts and 47 yards on the ground.
First play from scrimmage to start the half. Here comes Savion Hunter again. And Savion Hunter out of bounds. 15 yards on first down on the run for Savion Hunter to open up the second half. Game deadlocked. Hester on the RPO right through the meat of the defense, picking up 4 with Travion Hill making his first stop.
Boy, Hester, he didn't throw a lot in the first half, just 9 attempts, 5 completions, 72 yards, real efficient. Savion Hunter 1 for 39 yards, touchdown. Hester carried the ball 4 times for 35 yards.
Second down and 6. He's got a man, and that ball's caught for a first down. Julius Spencer going up in traffic to pull that one down. 13 more.
Yeah, I don't know if that ball was actually being thrown to Spencer. It looks like it was being thrown to number 5 right there. But either way, you go ahead and make the catch if the ball's coming to you.
Yeah, and that was just the 15th pass attempt between the two quarterbacks tonight. Lakeview Centennial to try to take its second lead. A swing pass too tall. Kalen Montgomery, the intended target, was close to being a lateral.
You know, that's what they were real successful on in the very first possession of the game. They were throwing those little bitty 5-yard out little swing patterns, and they were picking up big yardage on them. And it looks like coming out halftime here, they decided to go back to that.
Both teams had about 170 yards of total offense. It was back and forth in that first half. Hester on the RPO. Savion Hunter has been electrifying at that running back position. He'll get 5 more here. And it brings up a 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, nothing bigger than that 39-yard sweep there to get the touchdown at the end of the half. They decided to go back to him, see if they can get some quick yards.
3rd and a long 5 here, almost 6. This time Hester's going to keep it. Trying to get a block on the edge, and he got tracked down from behind by Joseph Rosales, who's done that twice tonight.
Yeah, he's a beast out there on that defensive end spot. You run on that side, you're going to have to really double team him because he just gets away from people and then will track you down with his speed and his size.
We'll leave it up to Diego Reverol to try to break the 14-all tie early in this 3rd quarter.
Well, if you can put points on the board with your kicker at this stage, man, that is a big positive plus. They do it.
Sure do. What a kick by Diego. Perfect. As the Patriots take a 17-14 advantage. Early 3rd quarter on GRS TV. Palm squad for the Patriots, liking what they see early on. 9:39 to go in this 3rd quarter with a full moon out tonight. 17-14 in favor of Lakeview Centennial. And North Garland, they have been here before behind, and they've been able to respond pretty much every time. They've got some work to do here. God's Power Nawahi, just 2 of 5, 32 yards, but he's run for 47. Jaden Davis, 81 yards in that big 58-yard jaunt for a touchdown early. This is a short kick and taken down immediately. Mateo Howard. Nice coverage.
Tackle made on the play by number 34, Amari Graham. Gonna be 1st and 10.
So God's Power Nawahi will bring the offense back out. They had a great drive early on, and I'm sure that it's Terrace Rucker and the offensive coordinator John Tatum very pleased with that 17-play, 85-yard drive to potentially tie the game, although they had the extra point blocked. They came back in their succeeding drive and Posted that 58-yard touchdown run by Jaden Davis and the 2-point conversion to make it a 14-7 game. Lakeview Centennial would score right before the half on the 39-yard run by Savion Hunter. A sweep. They set an edge. A huge cutback right here for Jaden Davis, who gets pulled down by Trey Wilson. That's a nice 5-yard carry on first down.
Yeah, they start him right and let him cut back, but when you cut back to that left side, you better be aware of number 8 coming across you. He's going to be there.
Well, he is a good one. Had 9 hurries coming in, 30 tackles, 5 for a loss. A big-time defensive lineman, heart of this Lakeview Centennial defense. Raiders stay ahead of the chains. Another sweep. Here's Davis. Finishes off the run to get a first down. Jeremiah Moore, the safety, with the tackle.
I mean, you know Jaden Davis is going to get the ball. He's come in with 129 attempts, and, boy, they're feeding it to him again tonight.
Jaden Davis very close to hitting 100 yards. He's got the touchdown, averaging over 6 yards per tote. They love the fact that he's probably a better blocker in the passing game than he is perhaps a runner in the run game.
Well, yeah, he does a lot of lead blocking for Godspeed Nawahi.
Screen game. Here's Green. And Lakeview Centennial does a good job of rallying to the football, even though the Raiders get 6 on first down. Jason Romero's third stop.
Yeah, we haven't seen many passes, but they were able to get this one out to Green in a hurry, and he's got some speed. I like getting the ball to your athletes and spreading the ball out. If you can get Lakeview spread out on defense, they can't completely always just focus on Jaden Davis and Godspeed. You go out there and throw it outside, you get those linebackers having to move outside, and it creates room for you to run.
They go to a power set with a double tight end, and God's Power Nawahi powering his way to midfield, and the Raiders getting back to doing what they did on that 17-play touchdown drive.
You're exactly right, and they're just going to get behind Big Romero's number 68. He's 6'4", 290. You know, you got some big guys out there moving the pile, and they love that strength side to that right side. They get a little bit of lead blocking by Jaden Davis, and Nawahi just follows right behind him.
And you wouldn't think with all of the multiple formations that they have that they really only have about 5 or 6 run plays, but that's what they go with. This is the same play to the other side for Jaden Davis. He gets hit at the line of scrimmage, but still manages 2. A.J. Harris, his first tackle of the second half. Fans coming out in support of the Raiders tonight.
We've known that this Lakeview Centennial has a great defense. I mean, that's all we've talked about all season long, is how good that defensive front 4 is. And, you know, they've got a matchup tonight with these big guys from North Garland.
And what Anthony Sensilaire loves about the defense is that he can put Nico Gaston and Bonsai in there for the Wrights and the Wilsons and not lose anything. They're going to go deep this time. Ball a little underthrown. Taylor with a little contact from Jeremiah Moore, and it goes incomplete.
They had him wide open. They just lead him just a little bit. If Godspeed can put that ball out just a little further, let him run underneath that thing.
We knew coming in, God's Power, not much of a thrower. He's more of a runner. But he wanted to test the waters deep to keep that Lakeview Centennial defense honest.
Yeah, you got to do it. I say you throw it up more than once a game. You got to throw it up quite a bit. You know, if especially on these 3rd and longs, you got to go ahead and throw it out there. Let your guys go make a play, maybe get a penalty. Who knows?
Raiders have been good on 3rd and long, and they get a reach block from the running back Davis, and it allows God's Power to run for the first down, and a flag came in potentially for a horse collar tackle. That's 12 on the run. Jeremiah Moore might have been the one that got flagged.
Yeah, they're going to get him another 15 yards because they grab him and run him out of bounds and then throws him down, so you can't do that. He's so fast. He just gets on the outside there. But, yeah, you got to let go. You can't just keep going through that, especially when you've taken 3 or 4 steps out of bounds. That's going to be 15.
Second one of those we've seen tonight. It's one thing to play with an edge, but you can't be reckless with it.
Can't be reckless.
And this will get the Raiders inside the red zone. This is another lengthy drive. 8th play coming up. That is reminiscent of that 17-play, 85-yard drive that they put together to match the initial early touchdown. Godspower going to throw it up on a fade. A lot of contact. No whistle, and it goes incomplete. They again throw the football up, this time for Mateo Howard. Early contact from Jamar Rhodes.
Yeah, Jamar Rhodes, he never lets his guy get off the line of scrimmage. I mean, he just shuts him down over there. That's a good job right there.
Really jammed him.
Jammed him and didn't let him go. Just stayed with him. That's good defense.
Like the no call?
I do like it because there was really, he was playing the ball. He was just running with his receiver. His receiver didn't know where it was.
Buck sweep this time, and a good one to Davis. They pick up close to first down yardage, get 7, needed 10. Zion Chambers brings him down as they pull both guards that time.
You call that a buck sweep? Huh?
Buck sweep, yes.
What does buck sweep stand for?
It's a good question.
Just called it that since we were kids, huh?
That's right. Yeah, they pull both guards. Hey, the first time we've seen them do that tonight, actually. I wonder
if that's from Dick Butkus or something.
Might be.
Back in the day.
Might be. That's the 7th play of the 7 running plays they have. It's the first one of those we've seen tonight.
That's right.
3rd and 4. Nawahi. He's got Howard in front. And he's got a first down. Out of bounds at the 4.
Well, they've just been able to pick on that right side over and over and over. You know, you got to stay outside. You can't get pulled down into the middle if you're that defensive end. And you got to stay out there because Godspower is just too fast. He's got too much speed. I'm going to call him Godspeed. Because he's so quick, he gets outside of you. You have to stay out there. You have to be disciplined. You got to let the guys in the middle take care of it.
And how good are these running backs blocking out in front of him?
They are. Yeah, that's what I say earlier. Davis is just good at going out there and lead blocking.
1st and goal from the 5. Nawahi. A foot race to the pylon. He's got it. Touchdown.
He don't just reach over with the ball either. He just go ahead and run you over.
Boom. Well, he is notorious for finishing off these runs. They set up the swinging gate. They were successful at this earlier tonight. They're going to snap it and go. Godspower. They make a business decision and don't get in front, and it's a 2-point conversion.
How about that? They've just gotten right behind those big offensive linemen, and they have that offensive line has just dominated the defensive front 4.
An unconventional 2-point conversion, up 3 to make it a 5-point lead.
How do you stop that? I'm surprised we don't see it more in the pros.
We'll take a break and we will continue. 5:42 third quarter. The Raiders up by 5 in Garland.
South Garland just scored. That's a good thing for them.
They've been shut out a couple of times recently and given up a bunch. And South Garland trying to post their first win since the early part of the schedule. They came in 1-5. Titans 0-4 in district competition. Band put on a good performance at halftime for Lakeview Centennial. They faked the onside.
Offsides. They ran past the line of scrimmage.
They sure did. Faked themselves out.
I tell you, North really are going to have to work on their kicking games. I mean, we've been really confused at this stage in the season about the kicking situation.
It's funny, Taurus Rucker coming into the game. As you see Coach Rucker, who's in his first season, really good head coach, and I asked him, I said, how big would a win be tonight? Oh, you're talking about the district standings?
Yeah.
He said, I don't have enough experience to know even when to start looking at those.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think right now you better start looking. It's time.
5:42 to go.
Well, it's important for him to win this game tonight,
It is.
because you lose this one, it's going to be really difficult to get in.
Big boot this time. A chance at a return for the first time deep for Lakeview Centennial, and Savion Hunter, who gets tripped up beyond the 25-yard line. Decent kick coverage and a rare chance to make a play on special teams for Hunter.
Well, that's probably the best kickoff that we've seen at this game so far. They were able to kick it deep, pin them inside the 30. I think that's pretty good for them.
Patriots were down by 7 in the first half and came back to score on one snap late second quarter, and now they are down by 5 with 5:33 to go. Jonathan Hester in this ball game tonight. He is just 6 of 11 for 84 yards. Not one of his great games. Got a time here, and the ball's batted down. Boy, they teach him to get the hands up, and they certainly did that time. Great play. Gabe Harris, who had come down to the line of scrimmage.
That's what we've been talking about him all night. Big number 7, just doing such a great job all night long on that defensive end side. He's playing that middle linebacker now. He's moving all around out there on that defensive front.
3-year starter, big time speed, 4.7 40 for a 220-pound linebacker. 2nd and 10. RPO. Hunter gets the edge, spinning across midfield. Another big carry for Savion Hunter. 27 yards up the right side.
Yeah, Gabe Harris has to chase him down all the way down there to make that touchdown saving play, but that RPO worked right there. You got to make that defense decide who to tackle.
1st and 10, and this time they get it to their playmaker, Julius Spencer, and what a play made by Brian Chotu, the cornerback.
That's what you want right there. That was a quick play. He got the ball out so fast, but man, that was great play by the whole defense right there for North Garland. They had him shut down from the inside. He couldn't break in. They had number 10 facing him off, and then Shotu coming right up there on the edge and being able to finish that one off. That was a nice play defensively.
And you worry about cornerbacks like Shotu getting hung out to dry on an island on plays like that, but he doesn't play like a sophomore. That was an upperclassman's play. 2nd down and 11. 4 wides, look out. Hunter to the sideline. He's got some speed, and Hester forced out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Pickup of 6.
We have a flag on the field right at the line of scrimmage.
Run out of bounds downfield by number 35, Edwin Jimenez. He has about 6 yards on the play. Let's call it 3rd and 5 for the Patriots.
Royland Lee, our lead official out of the Dallas chapter, will go against Lakeview Centennial. Rodney Perkins is our umpire. Dale Rabb, the head linesman. Nathan Ellis, the line judge. Terry Young, the field judge. Tim Sandridge is the side judge. Jordan Thompson, our back judge tonight. Gonna pick up the flag.
Waving it off. Well, we have 3rd down with the sticks, but I'm not sure what we've got here. Okay, 2nd, 5, or is it 3rd?
That play's going to count, so it'll be 2nd down and 5, I do believe.
I think that there on the sticks, they have it as a 3rd down here, so
They
it's a little
do.
confusing.
Well, wham play, and what a play. A 10-yard loss for Joseph Rosales on Savion Hunter. What a game Rosales has had.
Boy, just a nice play. He just blows it up. I mean, you have to block that guy. Big time play by a big time player.
Well, he just keeps getting better and better as this season goes along. You saw 62 tackles last year, 4 tackles for a loss. He's had 2 of those tonight. It is 4th down and 11. Diego Reverol will be summoned to kick here for Lakeview Centennial. First punt forced between the two teams.
Boy, him and Harris, boy, they have really just starting to dominate that defense, aren't they?
Reverol gets it away. Taylor will let it bounce. Will be killed inside the 20. Another long field for the Raiders. And with 3:43 to go in this third quarter, North Garland nursing the 5-point lead, 22-7. Should be a huge win, biggest of the year for North Garland, a team that again had come in with 3 losses, but they've been in every game this year. They lose to North Mesquite by 12. Garland beat them by 6. And Wiley upended them by just 4. They've been in every game. They could easily be 5-0.
Yeah, it's interesting because they get beat by Wiley, and Lakeview beats Wiley pretty handedly. So now you come out here and all of a sudden you've got North Garland beating Lakeview and doing it pretty well.
Hodge Power, Nawahi and company. 194 yards, most of it on the ground. The flag comes in perhaps for a holding. Nawahi with a big stiff arm at the end of the run. This one probably going to be coming back.
Boy, Nawahi's just really starting to take this game over.
Oh, he is. He's not afraid. And he's getting to the point of attack in a hurry.
To be holding against the offense.
And we've seen 3 or 4 holding penalties against North Garland.
Yeah, it's going to be a 25-yard penalty right there because you got to take away Nawahi's run. He's just getting more and more confidence what's going on. I mean, he's starting to want to run people over, starting to stiff arm. He feels like he's the man among men out there. And you got to watch for players like that because they will really start taking things over.
And he's best on the edge, but to get to that edge, the offensive line's got to do a job on a lot of these reach blocks, and they're having a hard time blocking the Trey Wilsons and the Maurice Johnsons and the Xavier Wrights. That's where these holds are coming from.
Yeah, but they are getting to the outside on them. And you know, we've seen Wilson now, he's switching sides. He's going from the left to the right and right to the left. They're trying to switch him up, but Wahi's been able to get outside on him.
Wahi's going to go to the air and throw from the end zone.
He's got him.
Deep to the post for Taylor. Off his left hand.
Well, that's what they do to you. They get you thinking it's going to be a run, and then all of a sudden you break free out there. But these are the ones you got to connect on. You got to make this happen.
Got a hand on it, just a little bit overthrown by maybe 2 feet. If Taylor's able to stay on his feet, he probably goes to the house. That might have gone for 96.
Yeah, you got to make those plays happen because you're setting them up. That's what you're doing as an offense coordinator. You're running plays to set up that one. And you got to make it happen.
Well, this was the part of the field where Lakeview Centennial came up with a big stop, and then immediately, as a flag flies here, with the play clock hitting 0.
Yeah.
But this is the part of the field where the Patriots had forced the 3 and out, and they took just 1 snap to score that touchdown right before halftime.
That's right. That's what penalties and things do to you, man. Look where they're at now. Lakeview has a chance now to make something big happen here. 2nd
and 23. We've not seen a turnover yet in the game. They're going to go to the air again. To the corner. Got his man. Look out. Has the first down and much more with big-time speed. Inside the 25-yard line. What a job. Ilosa Osas making a play. A.J. Harris ran him down.
Yeah, you just never see him making the play. It might be his first or second completion of the reception of the season. But, boy, he does it. When he catches it, he's going. A.J. Harris has to make the touchdown-saving tackle right there. Or, man, what one end of the field to the other. That's the only thing that Lakeview could not allow happen.
Ifosa Osas is a defensive end who rarely plays on offense. What a great time to use him.
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't remember him ever catching a pass this season. One to remember right there.
71 yards for Osas. There's the buck sweep to the other side. What a cutback for Davis, but they fill it quickly. Get 3 with Jamar Rhodes, the cornerback, making the hit low.
Here comes that buck sweep again.
And that thing's really supposed to hit outside, but they forced him back in.
Yeah, you know, that's what they've got to do. They're going to have to stop this offense. Your 2 defensive ends, Wright and Wilson, have to stay outside and let the guys in the middle do their jobs.
Rolling inside of 2 minutes, North Garland really controlling the tempo. They were pinned up against their own goal line. Outside sweep for the quarterback, Nawahi, and look at that offensive line. Do the work, getting him close to another Raider first down. Pick up a 6.
I'm impressed with that big offensive line. Look what they're doing. They are getting their shoulder pads and hands on every block.
Boy, Adrian Ramirez, that 3-year starter, doing a really good job. 6'4", 290, big number 68 right there on the edge. 1:17 to go in this third quarter. Fake the fly sweep, frees the backers, run straight ahead conservatively on 3rd down and 1. A really nice call on 3rd down as Jaden Davis moving the sticks with Xavier Wright collecting the stop. How do you like that fly sweeping action to freeze the backers?
Well, I like it. They're using that number 16, Afaso Asas. He's 6'4", 190 pounds, and he's really, you know, he might be one of those guys that you don't recognize a whole lot, but all of a sudden he seems to be on every block that's really a potential game breaker. Keep your eye on number 16 right there. He's down here at the far end.
They may need to call a timeout here.
Yeah, 1 second. They've had a couple on this drive alone. They've already had 2 of these delay of games.
Oh, I can't believe they took the penalty there. They elect to take the penalty to save the timeout, and those are 5 critical yards.
Yeah, these are some of the things that, you know, you've got to be able to get your plays in. You just have to do it. It's too critical.
1st down and 15 now. It's the first penalty of the half. Howard in motion, fly sweep, trying to get a block on the edge. A.J. Harris refuses to get reached. They force the running back inside to the grasp of Xavier Wright and don't get much on it, if anything. That'll be the last play of the third quarter.
Seconds are going to tick off for the end of the third quarter. Hard-hitting game.
Final 12 minutes here at Williams. It's the Raiders 22 and the Patriots 17 on GRS-TV.
We are all connected to something bigger than ourselves. Change one thing, change everything. The things we do today have an extraordinary impact on a child's future. A better child, a better world. GISD has a ripple effect on our community. Every lesson can positively affect our future leaders. We are Garland ISD, impacting lives, changing futures. It's what we call the GISD effect.
North Garland taking control of the line of scrimmage, but a mental miscue has them way behind the chains, trying to take a 2-score lead. It would be the first of the game to open up this fourth quarter. They are looking at a 2nd down and 13 from just outside the 17-yard line.
They've hit 200 yards total rushing, 313 total yards, 200 of it on the ground. How about that?
Yeah, Nawahi with 88 yards. 2nd down and long. It'll be a quarterback sweep for Nawahi. Nice lead block by Jaden Davis. Nawahi powering his way for 8 more, getting down around the 10-yard line.
It's just getting harder and harder and harder for Lakeview to be able to stop the running game. That offensive line is just really starting to dominate. They're starting to get pressure and pushing down the field, and Nawahi's just getting more and more confident on his running game.
We have seen a 17-play, 85-yard touchdown drive for North Garland, a 10-play, 71-yard touchdown drive. 8th play of this drive coming up. 3rd and 8.
They have to call a timeout because they didn't get the play in again.
Play clock close to hitting 0. That was down to 1, and they have to burn the timeout. They have been flagged twice for delay of game on this drive alone.
And now it's cost them a timeout. I don't understand what's, why are you not able to get the play in?
It is perplexing. 3rd down and 8 coming up. This is a crucial down because if Lakeview Centennial can force a stop here and force a field goal attempt, make or miss, it's still a 1-score game.
Yeah, I haven't seen the kicking game for the Raiders, as far as extra points and that sort of thing. They go with they go for 2 each time. I haven't seen they go with the swinging gate. They haven't been able to kick any extra points. So, I don't know if they would get back here and see if they could kick a field goal or not.
Jaden Davis in the pistol, lined up right behind God's Power. Nawahi on 3rd down runs the option. He'll keep it. He's got the edge. He's got a touchdown. A 12-yard rushing touchdown for God's Power Nawahi. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the half, his 3rd of the game.
Yeah, they just get the edge. Look at this blocking right there to be able to get that edge on such a great player with Wilson on that side. They made it look easy. Maybe that's why they were, take that timeout and call up a touchdown play.
11-point game, and they'll go for 2 again. God's Power using his strength, but taken down short of the goal line by Trayshawn Gilmore. So the point after no good, but it's still an 11-point game with 11:49 to go in this contest on GRS TV. God's Power Nawahi becomes the 2nd 100-yard rusher for the North Garland Raiders as they cap an 8-play, 84-yard drive with a 13-yard rushing touchdown, the 3rd of the game for God's Power Nawahi. And the Raiders, for the first time tonight, have a multi-score advantage. They are up by 11. Let me get a flag before the kick.
Yeah, what a great drive. I mean, just a power drive. Another delay of game. Now they can't get. Now they've had trouble getting the play in for kickoff.
I don't understand it. This is the 3rd delay in about 3 minutes, and they have all of the momentum. They're controlling the ground game. He who controls the trenches controls the game.
Well, that offensive line has just been awesome. And we've also got a couple of guys like Afoso Asasa. He's been playing great too. I mean, just everybody is blocking well for God's Power.
Here comes Savion Hunter. Gets hit, stays on his feet, finally wrapped up in the middle of the field by Liam Brewer. 24-yard return for Lakeview Centennial. They still got plenty of time here. They're only down 11.
And they can score in a hurry.
They can score in a hurry. They should have the ball at least a couple of times before the end of regulation.
They just have had a hard time stopping the Raiders offense. That Raiders offense is winning the trenches. And boy, now they've got 2 players that are over 100 yards rushing.
Jonathan Hester, 7 of 13, just 83 yards tonight. And he had 849 yards through the air coming into the game. Look right, throw it left on the string pass. They'll pick up 3 on first down. Just kind of an extension of the run game for Jonathan Whittle. His 4th grab with Joseph Rosales on the tackle. And Jonathan Hester, a guy that they spent a lot of time with in the offseason. He's really learned how to use his eyes, keep him downfield. And they did a lot of studying of various quarterbacks to try to improve his game. And we'll see his arm on the 2nd down and 6 play, maybe. Big pressure, and they get to him.
Yeah,
Joseph Rosales finishes it off. He ended up getting slowed up by Gabe Harris initially. They'll lose 8.
Well, I tell you, you hold on the ball that long, you're going to get sacked. You've got to move your feet, do something. Look, he's got so much time to throw. You hold it on that long, you're going to be with big number 9 barreling down on your backside there. Rosales, I mean, he's been somebody that's been very hard to contend with all night long.
And he's a converted defensive end. He played DN the first game. They've moved him to linebacker. This may be his best game.
Boy,
officially
he's
a
so fast.
A 5-yard loss. Now it's 3rd and 15. Hester, a double pump to the
Got
sideline. He's got his man. This is their best playmaker, Spencer, who gets ridden out of bounds in the red zone. But what a play to get him in striking distance.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Watch. Now, you know Hester's got a pretty good arm when he makes this throw. I mean, that is a tight squeeze throw right down the sideline. Well, they needed that one.
In a bad way. Spencer's 4th grab of the night. Little keeper for Hester, who gets bulled under on first down, but picks up 2. 43 yards on that connection to Spencer a moment ago. And I was mentioning, you know, they did a lot of studying in the offseason on various quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson was one, who is the Baltimore Ravens quarterback, but they watched film from what he did in college to sort of pattern Hester's game. Fake the fly sweep here and a flag flies.
It's going to be a false start against the offense. So the back Patriots up 5 yards.
False start.
2nd down. Be 2nd and 13.
So they watch film of Lamar Jackson and the South Oak Cliff quarterback Jenkins, who's now the 3rd string quarterback at SMU as a true freshman. Jenkins is a really good quarterback. He can get out of the pocket and run and can also throw on the move. And they also they did a Zoom call with the UCF offensive coordinator and asked opinions about certain things. They did a lot of work on Jonathan Hester in the offseason to get him to this point.
Hey, that's what coaches should do, right? That's you do your research and you put an offense together that your quarterback can go out and run. And if they can do that and get your quarterback comfortable and play to his strengths, I think that's a bonus to everybody on the football team.
I'm pretty sure they advised him not to throw in double coverage in the offseason.
I think maybe so.
This is a penalty against Lakeview Centennial.
Moving backwards.
I wonder if they don't decline this. Looks like they're going to go ahead and take it. Unsportsmanlike conduct, I guess, against Lakeview. Is that 15 yards? The umpire is trying to mark the ball off, and Anthony Saint-Hilaire says, wait a second, talk to me first. I want an explanation before you go through all this. And that's 15 big ones. It must have been blatant for them to throw that.
Yeah, I didn't see it. You know, we're kind of watching the play as it happens, and you see the defensive guy jump in front of the pass and knock it down, and I didn't see anything else happen, but obviously the refs didn't take kindly to what was said or something.
3rd down and 23 here. It's like 27. Spencer. A block, a hold perhaps. He's well short of the mark. Picks up 13. We'll check out the penalty flag. Well, things kind of coming unglued here for Lakeview.
Oh boy, they are just moving in the wrong direction here. Line of scrimmage was at the 19-yard line.
And they're going to go ahead and take it. And I really like the decision to take the penalty just because it pushes them back. But, you know, the farther back they are, the longer it will take, the more time it'll consume. And right now, North Garland is about chewing time.
Yeah, and Lakeview has a good kicker. So now he's completely out of his range. You can't kick a field goal from here. So they're going to have to get some yards to even get 3 points on the board.
Hester deep to the left side, and it's caught at the 10. Spencer, touchdown from 39 yards out.
Oh, my goodness. Oh. He's sitting there. The defensive player is sitting there waiting on the ball, and he just mistimes it.
Julius Spencer's 4th touchdown catch of the year. The first real big explosive play that results in a touchdown. It's the second big explosive play of the drive. They had the 43-yarder to Spencer earlier in the drive.
Yeah, he's picked up some yards right here. I mean, he was kind of quiet.
Real quiet. I mean,
but all of a sudden you get down the sideline like that. And
they'll go for 2, down 5 to make it a 3-point game, and through the hands of the aforementioned Spencer. Had he caught it, he probably is in.
Tough catch, tough play right there. You're throwing the ball to a little bitty outside pattern like that. It's a tough catch. You know, he can make it.
It's a big miss, though, for Lakeview. Now they'll have to have a touchdown, but plenty of time to go in this ball game. Patriots have 3 timeouts, 8:43 to go. But Spencer on that drive alone goes over the 100-yard mark in receiving. He's got 5 catches now, 110 yards. He has the touchdown to his credit, averaging 22 per catch. And he certainly helps out the numbers for Jonathan Hester, who with that touchdown toss has his first of the game, his 12th of the season. How about that touchdown to interception ratio for Hester? It's 12-1 now.
Yeah, it's nice right there. And Hester has picked up a lot. Now he's got 170 yards in the air and about almost 100 of it in this one drive. It's like 80 yards in this one drive. Boy, that's the only thing that the Raiders couldn't do is allow that to happen.
One thing they can't allow to happen now is to turn the ball over. This game has been turnover free.
Uh-oh, are you jinxing it?
Well, you can turn it over now. And this thing will limp into the end zone. That's a live football that they just let roll out there. Mateo Howard, fortunate that that thing goes into the end zone. They'll bring it out. And so North Garland will start from their own 25 here, up by just 5. But they do have the 5-point lead. It's bigger than a field goal, and they'll try to see if they can come up with one of these time-consuming drives. We had one for the ages earlier in the game, an 8-minute and 35-second drive that resulted in a touchdown in that second quarter. It was a 17-play, 85-yard drive. They want to have one of those, and the offensive line is producing well enough to come up with one of those.
Absolutely.
But are they producing enough to get the play in time?
It's
down to 1. He snapped it at 1. Sweep.
Again, I mean, it was the first play. And they had to run out there as fast as they can, get the play snap, and really didn't have anybody set up in their stance yet.
I know this much. I have not seen 280-pound guys with feet on fire like we just saw right there.
They were getting from the sideline to getting set fast, weren't they? I mean, you got to get the plays in. I mean, that might be something you got to work on because that could really cost you in a real close game.
Here's that sweep, an inside sweep over to Jaden Davis. And Lakeview Centennial is now getting to the line of scrimmage. That was Trey Wilson again, that defensive end.
Boy, that kick out block, though, it's what we've been seeing all night long with the Raiders. I mean, this kick out block right here on A.J. Harris right here, boom. I mean, that is setting the edge so that your guys can get through there.
Another 3rd down and long for North Garland. With 7:51 to play in the ball game. The official trying to alert the clock operator to run the clock. They finally started both the game clock and the play clock. That is at 33 seconds right here. Nawahi will snap it anyway. There's a pancake block by the running back Davis, a cutback by God's Power, and they pick up a 1st down.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. They are just setting that edge over and over and over. And you see A.J. Harris knew what they were going to do, so he tried to stay outside. But when you get this kind of pressure, boom, just a great block right there. That's going to give Nawahi some running room.
Is there another running back duo like Davis and Howard that block better in the district?
They look good. And we've talked about how good Lakeview's defense is and those defensive ends and how they play out there. But I tell you, that offense has just really been rolling tonight.
They've been good with 2 tight ends. They're going simple here. They're running the sweep again. This is Jaden Davis, but a flag flies in the interior, perhaps for a hold. Jamar Rhodes, the cornerback, who had 2 picks against Saxe earlier this year, making the stop, and it comes back.
Well, that's a bad one right there. That's a 10-yarder.
There's not another team in the district that can afford a holding penalty. Or I should say ill afford a holding penalty like this North Garland team.
Well, you're a running team, and so your bread and butter is to pick 5 and 6 yards up a carry and maybe get a 1st down on a 3rd down and short. But you get back into sticks here, and it's tough. It's tough to get 10 yards, much less get 20.
God's Power Nawahi, who's a junior now, understands that even when they fall behind the chains, they don't have to get it all back in one play. He's going to drop back to pass with pressure. Heaves it deep with a lot of air under it into the bench. Boy, that thing was way up into the air. Big pressure from Trey Wilson.
Yeah, he's getting hit as soon as he lets go of that ball, and he felt it. He has time to throw it. He's got to get rid of it. That ball went straight up in the air like a punt.
2nd and 20. The other negative consequence to that is that the clock stops. Spread formation here. And whistles before the snap.
Yeah, I think they jumped right there. They're going backwards too. So 2 consecutive. You know, we saw Lakeview go back, and eventually it was 3rd and 40. And it looks like it's happening now to North Garland.
6 penalties between the 2 teams the last 3 drives. That's a lot.
Yeah, and it's bad right here for the Raiders because they need the clock to be moving. And they choose to throw the ball, stops the clock, then they get a penalty, stops the clock again.
You know, when they need this game, they do not want to fall to 1 and 3. Should they lose this ball game, they would be in a tie for 2nd to last place. Should they do that? Nawahi steps up with pressure, and he's sacked again. 2nd sack by this defense in the last couple of possessions. This time, Xavier Wright.
Yeah, him and Wright and Johnson both just really sandwich him right here. Now, this is what Lakeview is good at, is the pass rushing ability. And that's where they smother you. So You know, we've been seeing the run. It's been working against Lakeview, but when you get in these passing formations and having to set back there and have your quarterback try to reach for some receiver that's not really open, that's when they really lower their head and cause the boom.
6:08 to go. 3rd and 29. They set up a screen, throw it over the middle. There's the running back, Davis. Somehow Houdini's out of it and gets to the 30. Boy, I thought he was dead to rights there.
Yeah, he picks up an extra 10 yards after his little Houdini move.
It is 4th down. North Garland will have to punt. Lakeview is going to get it back.
Right there, they got him. Oh, no, they don't.
You have to gang tackle Davis and Nawahi. There's just no getting around it.
This is where it's dangerous right here. You're punting.
Lopez will punt it. A.J. Harris back at his own 40. Great snap. Big pressure. And Maddox gets that thing away. Takes a Raider bounce. 30 yards on the kick. So a decent punt, not a great one. Lakeview Centennial 60 yards away from taking the lead with 5:08 to go. We've been on the teeter-totter tonight. Each team has had the lead as the Raiders had an 11-point advantage. And they see that thing down to 5 as here comes Lakeview. Can Jonathan Hester pull it out here? Can he orchestrate a game-winning drive? From their own 40. On the ground, Jack Dustin. He has the edge. A block, a cutback. Big run for Jack Dustin, the senior, 25 yards.
You know, we haven't seen him actually get involved in the game too much tonight. That's only his 4th carry of the evening.
Remember, he's been banged up a little bit. Got banged up after the Saxe game. Close to 100% against Wiley in his last game. Ran for just 35 yards, but he had a couple of key blocks in that game. 1st and 10. Hester's going to keep it. He's got room. Look out.
Oh, no, it's in.
Inside the 10. Touchdown. 35 yards.
That's how you answer it. That's how you answer it. Wow, 2 big, huge runs.
Jonathan Hester feeling it here. And in a 1-point game, Lakeview Centennial will play it by the book and go for 2. Although a flag comes in here. Anthony Saint-Hilaire wonders what's going on. They may have broken the huddle with 12 guys.
Uh-oh. Well, that changes what you're going to do.
Oh, they're going to wave it off here. They'll wave the penalty off, move the ball to the middle of the field.
Well, what a run by Hester.
Well, it did not take long.
Man, 2 consecutive plays. That Dunston and then Hester right off the bat, both to the left side of the field.
Well, they are bunched up. Power set. Now inverted bone. Dustin in the end zone. He's got the 2-point conversion, a 3-point lead for the Patriots.
Oh, he's gonna go give you the little what for. Hey, I like the play, man. I had no idea where the ball was going to go. I mean, I couldn't see who was getting it, where it went. I think the defense didn't either.
I don't think so either. I don't think he was touched. 4:28 to go in this one. Lakeview's got a 3-point lead on GRS TV.
Well, this game's been everything that it was written up to be. A lot of lead changes. Man, just a great game.
Fun to watch. A fantastic game here at Williams Stadium. 4:28 to go. Again, Lakeview Centennial trying to go 4-1 in district, following up the Naaman shutout of Garland last night, 17-0. Diego Reverol to kick it off. High and deep. And over the shoulder for Taylor. A little block in the back perhaps. Don't see a flag. Taylor across the 30. And a little extra here. Flags fly all over the place.
It's just a little love. You know, a little sportsman love right there.
Royland Lee coming in to talk to Nathan Ellis, the line judge.
Yeah, you know, just go ahead and say it's offsetting and let's get the game on the road, man. It's, you know, it's going to happen. Hey, he pushed me. He grabbed me. Well, okay. Let's play over.
Unsportsmanlike on both teams.
Yep.
It'll offset. You're right. 4:19 to go. Inconsequential as it turns out. But North Garland, now they're behind the 8 ball here. But they have the firepower to get it done, and they've been doing it on the ground. They have 344 yards total, 231 on the ground.
Just impressive. Really impressive running game that they've got going here.
The 343 still is almost 100 yards under their average.
This is where they'll all like to run to that outside, wide side of the field.
God's power, the sweep. A cutback lane for Jaden Davis, and he gets free. Picks up 13 right off the bat. Zion Chambers tracked him down.
Well, Davis is just a strong back. Watch him get free here. Just gets behind those big offensive line and strong. He's got such good balance, speed, vision.
119 yards for Davis after that last run. Averaging 5.1 per carry. While he scored 3 times on the ground, Davis once. Fly sweeping action. Davis meeting those big tackles in Allen and Johnson. Picks up 2 here on first, 3.5. They typically don't get yards in big chunks. Got a man down, it looks like. Maybe, is that Tony Payne? No, I think that may be Xavier Wright.
Yeah, you're right. That looks like Xavier Wright right there. Maybe he's got a cramp the way they're pulling his leg up. He took on a big block right there and then lunged out and made a good tackle.
Boy, they don't want to lose Xavier Wright. Wright, a guy that has been getting better every week. Terrific ball get off. In fact, last game, the referee came over to Anthony Sinclair and says, man, that number 33, he gets off the ball.
Yeah.
And for a referee to turn to the coach and say something like that, you know he's
moving.
Got it working. That's right.
That's right. Well, he's worked hard tonight, and he's getting a cramp in his calf, it looks like. They're going to have to give him some pickle juice.
Well, they have started the clock here, and North Garland still on the sideline. That clock is moving, approaching 3:20. And they are 55 yards away. It's like 90 yards for a lot of teams.
Yeah, they've got to get their plays in and move it a little bit quicker.
They fake to the fly sweep. Nawahi not even touched until he gets to the second level. Gets a first down, and he is determined to get to that sideline. 14 more for God's power, with Zion Chambers making his second stop in a row.
He is just so strong. There he is. I mean, looks like you've got him, but he's running east and west, not north and south, and he's still able to pick up the first down.
Touchdown gives North Garland the lead. They've had a couple of those tonight. Back to the power formation with a wing. Football in a phone booth here. God's power. keeps the feet running for another first down and 12 more this time. Trey Wilson, the stop.
Once again, big gain on the play results in a first down for the Raiders.
That offensive line is just doing it. They're giving him so much room. Those running lanes are really big.
And God's power with hands on hips. He has 124 through the air. He's got another 120 plus on the ground. And he's got another North Garland first down as they continue to ram the ball between the tackles. Quarterback sweep. A good kick out block and a cutback for God's power. Inside the 15, lost the ball. And it goes out of bounds.
Again, we see that number 16 out there making these key blocks that's freeing him up. Watch this 16. See, he gets the edge right there, gets a pancake block. And when you do that, you got some room to roll.
Injury timeout forthcoming. North Garland, you mentioned cramp a moment ago, may have another one of those. It's not an exceedingly hot night. Temperature was in the 80s today.
Yeah, it's not real humid out there either. I think, you know, sometimes when it is a little cooler, you don't drink as much.
Great point. Checking the ankle here. What a drive that began from their own 31, following the big 35-yard touchdown run by Hester. We knew these two quarterbacks would put on a show, and they certainly have tonight. Jonathan Hester, 170 yards through the air, and another 76 on the ground. God's power, 124 yards through the air, and another 152 now on the ground as they update. 152 yards, so 276 total yards for God's power Nawahi tonight.
I didn't think it was going to be this high of a scoring game, especially with how they run the ball. But boy, they have really been able to put some points on the board and some yards.
Here's the pitch to Davis. Down to around the 10, and a pickup of 4.
Several Patriots in on that tackle.
Clock moving, and now it's sort of working against Lakeview.
Yeah, I'm with you. We were thinking, man, they need to hurry up and get down the ball and get the ball snapped and get down the field and score. And now you're looking at it, well, you're on the 11-yard line, so maybe you should let the clock run on down and be the last one to touch it.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Lakeview call a timeout if they don't get this first down right here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think you've got to stop this clock. They could probably run this thing to the outside left side.
Fly sweep. They try to set the edge. Taylor down to the 6-yard line and a pickup of 4.
Yeah, I'm with you now. It seems like Lakeview needs to take one of their timeouts here to stop the clock. They do.
So they do decide to call the timeout. They try to rip that ball out at the very end. You saw Jamar Rhodes grabbing at it, but it's 3rd down and 2. And this is going to be a big decision here for Taurus Rucker, because if they don't get the first down, do you chance kicking the field goal? And one would think that if they trusted that place kicker, he would have been out there for extra points consistently tonight.
I'm with you there. I don't know that they know that they can snap it and get the hold down without getting it blocked. You may be able to trust your kicker, but it's the whole process, and I haven't seen them be able to prove that out yet. I wouldn't doubt, you know, you do a little play action and throw it to your tight end here. You know, they're so ready for you to run the ball. He may just free up and be by himself out there and just toss it to him.
I think you might give Coach Rucker $100 and he still might not pass it here.
You're probably correct. I mean, why? You got Nawahi, you know, and he's got a lot of room to the right side to run this thing.
Nawahi's going to take it himself. And he's got the first down to the 2. And they can do what they want to here. They can let that clock run down or make the Patriots burn the timeout. We'll see what they elect to do. It stops with a first down, but Lakeview calls the timeout regardless. But what an impressive drive here by North Garland. They start at their own 31. Runs of 13, 15, 20, and now 5 for God's Power Nawahi, who, as you mentioned earlier in the half, seemingly taking control of the game.
Yeah, I like these guys that they've got on that offensive line. They've really done a great job tonight. You got to give them a lot of credit. They got Adrian Ramirez. You know, he's only 6'4", 290. Nathan Payne, 6'5", 270. You see him right there. They're just clearing it out. And they got Anthony Livesey, 5'10", 250. They've got an unsung hero, number 16 out there. He's been all over the place. He's the one that caught the big pass that got him out of the end zone and got him 40 yards down the field. I mean, they've been very, very impressive out there.
Well, they've had 5 drives that have seen 6 snaps or more. They have really controlled the clock tonight. 31-28. Here's the first and goal play. Nawahi, touchdown.
He got it. You know, that may have been a Lakeview Centennial decision to let him score right there just to save the clock so that you can go down there and try to have something. That might have been the previous play right there, but I think Lakeview, you know, they could have said, hey, we gotta have some time to be able to get a chance to score ourselves. So go ahead and let him go in.
The Raiders have taken the advantage.
It was first down.
First and goal, yes.
Yeah, so.
And a timeout called with 1:15 to play. The Raiders with a 3-point lead and the 2-point conversion, you would think, coming up. Again, they've been going for 2 every time regardless. And this North Garland team averages 38 a game. They are right at their average. But Lakeview, who permits only 19 points per contest, has given up close to 40 tonight.
Yeah, 418 yards.
Yeah, and yeah, they've given up 418 yards, and that's a lot more than they typically give up. But they're going to go ahead and bring out the place kicker here, Maddox Lopez. This is a big one. If it's good, it forces a touchdown. And it's perfect. So Lakeview Centennial's got to have a touchdown now with 1:15 to go. And boy, a little chest bump right there from Maddox Lopez.
Yeah, we haven't seen it all night. We didn't know if he could kick it or not. But boy, did he just send that one through the uprights.
1:15 to go. 35-31 Raiders on GRS TV.
We are all connected to something bigger than ourselves. Change one thing, change everything. The things we do today have an extraordinary impact on a child's future. A better child, a better world. GISD has a ripple effect on our community. Every lesson can positively affect our future leaders. We are Garland ISD, impacting lives, changing futures. It's what we call the GISD effect.
Four-point lead for God's Power Nawahi, who has the headset on tonight. And he also has some big-time yards in this ball game. 124 yards through the air and 158 on the ground. And Maddox Lopez to kick this thing off. Here's A.J. Harris, who bobbles it. Harris to the middle, tripped up, and then hit hard, shy of the 25-yard line. So Lakeview Centennial 75 yards away. They've got to have a touchdown. They only have 1 timeout and only $1:08 to go. But they can score in a hurry.
They can score in a hurry. Their last possession, they've scored with 2 plays. So they can do it in a hurry. You just, if you're North Garland, you have to just make them stay in front of you. You got to keep them in front of you and not let them get behind you. That's the key.
Another penalty marched off here. Maybe an unsportsmanlike conduct. I think that's what it was, unsportsmanlike. 15 personal foul against North Garland. And a ton of penalties tonight. Well, here we go. Got to have a touchdown. You have one timeout. Hester steps up amid pressure, running for his life. Only going to get 4. He might have been better off throwing that thing away because the clock rolls.
Yeah, they got to get set up and get their play. You have time. You don't have to be in too much in a hurry.
Stream, Spencer. Taken down at midfield, but it's a first down to stop the clock momentarily.
Yep, get ready. Have your play in. Do it again to the other side.
A half minute and counting. Going to heave it to Spencer in single coverage. Incomplete. Spencer wanted a flag, but it looked like he initiated the contact on Brian Shotu.
Shotu was in the right position. He was back behind him, having Spencer run towards him, and the ball was just thrown a little bit out of bounds anyway. So stops the clock. Get to reset.
Yeah, not the worst thing to happen there. Play clock is at 15, and they just now marked the ball ready for play. Delayed blitz. Flag coming in for a hold. Hester heaving it. What an arm. Incomplete for Whittle.
That's all going to come back anyway. Going to be a 10-yard hold.
You definitely take this penalty because it's not down in distance that's of a big concern. It's the time.
Yeah, you got 14 seconds now. You've got to take this penalty, march them back farther, and see what happens here. Again, the Raiders just have to play an umbrella defense now. They're going to have 3 or 4 guys deep, and because you have to get chunks of yards and probably got to get about a 15-yard out pattern to stop the clock.
And it's interesting, they're staying in their regular defense right here. The safeties aren't any further back than they ordinarily would be. Hester throws it again. Up for grabs. Nobody home. 8 seconds to go. 3rd down and 20.
Yeah, it's tough on a quarterback when you say, okay, you've got a minute left and you got to get 70 yards or 60 yards, and every play is all your receivers are running deep patterns. So there's nobody underneath that you can check down to, and it's too much people. Just they know that you're throwing it, and they just blitz you every time. They just send the house at you. So it's a pretty tough call for you.
Hester spinning, throws it deep down the middle. Oh, it's off the hands of his intended target with 1 second to go in the game. I thought Whittle was going to make a tremendous catch.
How about that? I mean, I think it hit his hands. Just look at the magic here. Oh, man. That ball would have hung up just a little bit more.
So 1 more play left in regulation.
Yeah, now you got the whole defense about 25 yards down the field.
You might call a timeout here to draw up some kind of hook and ladder, or just to get everybody on the same page.
Yeah, you're down to 4 seconds. You better just go ahead and call the timeout. You can't take them home with you.
No. And you could tell they weren't real organized right there. So a timeout called by Lakeview Centennial. 4th and 20. And talk about drawing something up in the dirt. This is it.
What a heck of a game.
What a great game. Hey,
I mean,
North Garland has come back not once, not three times they've come back to take this lead.
Yeah, just really an awesome job by all of their skilled players, their big offensive line. And then not only that, we haven't said much about how great their defense has played tonight. They have really put Lakeview in a hole a couple of times. And I know the score is 31-35. It doesn't look that way, but, boy, they've done just enough.
They have, and I go back to the 3 drives where they snapped the ball at least 10 times.
Yeah.
That's hard to do in high school football.
6-7 minutes.
They had a 17-play, 8.5-minute drive middle of the game. When's the last time you saw that?
It's been a while.
But, hey, this would be a huge win for North Garland and head coach Taurus Rucker, who's in his first season as the head coach. Joe Castillo went up and took the Little Elm job after last season. Here we go. 4th down, last-ditch effort. Hester down the field. Intercepted to end the game. Noah Miles with the interception, and that will do it. North Garland has come up with the upset tonight to keep their playoff hopes alive and keep that 4th place hopes. Keep the 4th place hopes going. They will move now to 2-2 in district. They go to 3-3 overall, and there's no question that this is their biggest win of the year.
Hey, man, congratulations. I mean, what a heck of a game. You don't usually see a score of 35-31 with 2 teams that do nothing but run the ball. But we saw it tonight, and it's been fun watching. Congratulations to North Garland tonight.
What a big win, and they needed it more than Lakeview did. I mean, Lakeview would have loved to have had the game. They fall to 3-2, but North Garland, that is a huge win for them because they moved to even in the district play, and they now are out of the second to last place position, which they would have been had they lost this ball game. They got a serious chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive right now what they've done tonight. And now, after seeing that offensive line do what they've done, I think they can beat anybody.
They looked really good, and they continue to improve. 35-31, North Garland wins it tonight, and they do it behind a terrific performance, as you mentioned, Bobby, behind the offensive line. You look at the team statistics, 420 total yards for North Garland tonight, 382 for Lakeview Centennial. They had almost 300 yards rushing tonight. God's Power Nawahi with 124 yards through the air. He ran for 158. They did a great job of taking over the trenches in the second half. So, final score again tonight, it's North Garland 35, Lakeview Centennial 31. For Bobby George and Delbert Richardson, the entire crew, we thank you so much for tuning in tonight to GRS TV. My name is Scott Garner. Until next time from Williams Stadium in Garland, good evening, everyone. Good night. Have a great weekend, and God bless.